what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to make multiple 6 or 7 figures if you're in sales right now or you wanna get into sales. Listen, guys, if you hear that 7-figure number and you think, oh my gosh, it's not possible, or you hear that multiple 6-figure number and you think, dude, there's just no way I could do that in my current opportunity, I'm gonna show you the exact framework that you can use right now, guys, that I use to do this. So pay attention close. Okay, check this out. Look, results in sales. How do you get results in sales? There's only 3 things, guys, that you can do, okay? 3 things. You can either get better in sales, meaning that your unit per time is more efficient and more effective. You can either do more in sales, meaning that you're putting more units of time in, which is work and more effort, or you can leverage. And a lot of people, guys, understand that you have to get better. A lot of people understand that you have to do more. You do these wrong. I'll show you why, but a lot of people don't understand leverage. And leverage is the holy grail of everything. And I'm gonna dive into this for you, okay? So check this out. If we look at rule number 1 is getting better, okay? This is a given. But how do you get better as a sales rep? Well, it's pretty simple, okay? You pay for coaching and mentorship. That's number 1. Invest in yourself. If you're gonna get into closing and sales, you better get accustomed to closing yourself on products and services. It's gonna make you better all the way around. You need to pay for mentorship. Somebody that has been where you want to go. Somebody that you can rely on, that is elite, that you can get feedback from, accountability from, coaching from. That is a must. If you want to reach multiple 6, 7 figures, you need to get better. That's number 1. Number 2 is you study your sales calls, okay? Review your sales calls. Just by looking at what you're doing on the call, would you buy from you? How's your energy? How's your tonality? Do you really believe yourself when you're on the phone? Guys, by reviewing your sales calls, you're gonna understand, you're gonna have introspection, right? You're gonna understand what you're good at, what you're not good at, where you need to improve. That's a given. Study your sales calls and do it more. And then number 3 is content, right? Books, podcasts. I remember when I first got into sales, guys, I used to drive back and forth to work, and it was about an hour-long drive, and I used it as a university, right? I would brainwash myself with audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube videos, and that is just repetitiously, guys, going through your head, and it's rewiring your subconscious mind. So these are the 3 things that you're gonna do right now to get better. If you're not doing one of those, you need to start doing that today, and it'll make you better. Number 2, guys, is you can do more, okay? Activity. What are the activities that you're doing right now to get results? Because look, as this quote says right here, the right activities done long enough are gonna produce the result. I used to have a sales coach, and what he did is he didn't care about the results. He just said, hey, Rich, show me what your calendar looks like. Show me the activities that you're doing every day. He wouldn't judge me off my results. He would judge me off my activities. And guess what? You're gonna get judged off your activities, because if you're doing the right stuff, the result automatically comes. If you're not getting the results you want, more than likely it's because you're not focused on the right activity. Take more calls, do more, right? Follow up more. You do outbound when you're not busy. You reach out to people. You have talk time. The more talk time you have, the more time you're on the phone with prospects, the more deals you're gonna close. This is where work comes into play, guys. If you're not a savage at working hard, don't get into sales, because you're just gonna squander the opportunity. In sales, you can make multiple 6 or even 7 figures, but if you don't wanna work, don't do it. Now, let me move on to point number 3, guys, and this is the holy grail, and I'm gonna tie it all together. Now you have leverage, okay? You need to start thinking like an entrepreneur. If you wanna make the big dollars, you gotta think like a big earner would think. And when you're in sales, you have to think about leverage. Listen, you are only one person. I am only one person. You can get better, you can start doing more, but at some point, your time is gonna max out. And when you only have 24 hours in a day and you can only work so many hours in the day, what do you do after that? Well, that is where leverage comes into play. Let me show you how this works. You have technology. Right now, if I were to ask you, if you're a closer, if you want to get into closing, how good are you at your technology? Do you understand how to use your CRM? Do you know how to build lists? Do you know how to reach out to contacts one-to-many? Do you know how to build email sequences? Do you know how to build text follow-ups? Do you know how to build all the workflows right now that don't require you as a human, but you can leverage the technology? If the answer is no, guys, that means you're not leveraging technology. That is multiple humans and hands that are just working for you 24/7. When I got into franchise sales, I had to build build this technology, guys, I knew that I'm only one person. So I started learning how to build these custom sequences for my audience. Hey, this guy was in this bucket. He has a family with kids and he's looking to do X. I'm gonna put him on this sequence as a follow-up mechanism. This guy right here has a business. He's more advanced. I'm gonna put him into this bucket as a follow-up sequence. And guys, I had these customized sequences going out to my prospects while I was sleeping, driving them back to me so that I can close them and engage them. It's the same with you. Learn the tech. Number 2, guys, is people. Don't forget this, guys. Look, people. How can you leverage people right now inside your sales business? Do you have to be the one following up with them? Do you have to be the one outbounding the people? Do you need to be the one setting up the sequences? Guys, people is a big advantage for you, okay? Learn how to get people. Now in the era of outsourcing and using people that are out of the country and there's cheaper labor, you need to start thinking about this. How can I devise systems where I can leverage people? You utilize money to leverage people and leverage more technology. And when you do that, look what happens, guys. You are leveraging your activity, right? If you think of all the activities that you need to do as a sales rep to close a deal, what are those activities? Well, you need to reach out to your prospects, right? You need to follow up with prospects. You need to outbound people when times are slow to get business in the door. You need to be on the phone closing deals. And when you start looking at all the activities, you start saying, okay, where can I use leverage right now? Do I need to be the person doing this, or can I use another person to do this that I just trained? Can I utilize technology? Can I spend more money to get better tech, to get better people? And then, guys, what you start noticing is through leverage, now the only thing that you're doing as a closer is you're just spending time closing deals. See, when you get to a point as a closer where 24/7, the only thing you're focused on is just talking to a potential buyer, that's where your income skyrockets, because that is where you make the money. Guys, never forget this. Leverage is how you start thinking like a multiple 6 and 7-figure earner in sales. It's all about leverage, okay? And then the 4th one down here is content. Don't think of content as something that, oh, only influencers use. Hey, only the gurus online use. Good. Look, if you're in sales, start making content around the stuff that you sell, right? If you're in fitness, if you're in making money, start making content, because look, your prospects might be searching you online. They might hear about you online, and that social presence and that personal brand is only going to help you draw more people to you. It's only going to help you make more money with your prospects. And guess what? Utilizing the tech, you can utilize the tech for your personal content brand. All that to be said, guys, leverage, leverage, leverage. You need to start thinking about this and putting the pieces into play. This is how I, a guy that got started in sales, sucked at first, started getting better, maximized my time, and then I had to leverage my time to reach 7 figures. Now, with that being said, I want to show you this chart. Look, back to results in sales, multiple 6, 7 figures. There's 3 things that you can do: get better, do more, and leverage. This is the sequence that you do it in, guys, okay? A lot of people, this is what happens. A lot of closers, they get better, right? They spend time getting better. They maybe buy the courses, the products, and as soon as they get better, they stop working as hard. So they're like, well, now I'm better, but now I'm not going to do as much work. Their work capacity goes down and their income stays the same. Or they say, hey, I don't get better. I just do more and more work. But guess what, guys? If you're doing more and more work and not getting significantly better through mentorship courses, programs, coaches, all that stuff, then guess what? You're still spinning your wheels and your income's going to cap out. Okay. So this is the formula. You get better while increasing your work capacity. And then once you have those 2 in place, then you leverage. And once you leverage on top of doing these 2, guess what happens? You are now a 7-figure earner. This is how you get to 7 figures in sales. Okay, guys? Doesn't happen by osmosis. Doesn't happen just by working harder and getting better. You need to eventually get to a point where you understand the leverage cycle in sales. Technology, people, money, content. You do this formula, guys, and you have no way but to make multiple 6 figures as a sales rep. All right, guys? Leave a comment down below if you have any questions on this episode. And of course, guys, join the Closers freaking Network. It's a free community where we will help sharpen your sales skills, give you the tools, the resources to increase your close rates, make more money. It's absolutely free. Join us with the link in the description. And of course, I'll see you for the next video. Rich out.